Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I had a request yesterday from one of my kids to make some lasagna for dinner. So I wanted to try lasagna soup in the slow cooker. So that is what we're going to do today. So I I am going to make a large batch because I have 3 growing boys and they can eat you at a house and home for sure. So I have one family size pack of ground hamburger already cooked, and I have another one going on the stove. So, and I put it on paper towels to degrease it. So we're going to start with that. I freeze my onions in sandwich size bags already cut up. So I took one of these out last night. This would probably be about 2 onions. Sometimes I'll fry them up with the hamburger, but I didn't feel like it this morning, so. Okay, so I'm going to put some chicken broth in here. I had frozen some because I didn't feel like canning it that day. So we need roughly 4 cups. I double bagged this, so whoops, just dropped that. I double bagged it so that it wouldn't leak in the freezer. And it's a good thing because as it was defrosting, it definitely would have leaked. Okay, so okay, we're going to put some parmesan in here. I'll leave it at that and test it a little bit later. I don't want too much parmesan. I'm going to put some salt. Pepper. A big tablespoon of garlic. And this will be something I might add a little bit more later. But I'll wait till it's cooking for a few hours till all the flavors get together. Some Italian seasoning. Spaghetti sauce. I'm going to put 2 jars in just because I'm making such a large batch. Okay, and I got the second batch of hamburger out off the stove. See all that grease that I catch? I don't know if you can see it really well. And then at this point, we're going to take your lasagna noodles and we're just going to break them into pieces. I'm using gluten-free noodles. Whoops. Lasagna is probably the only dish that I make with pasta that I don't do separate. Just because I think gluten-free lasagna noodles taste pretty close to the regular. Now these ones are the oven ready noodles. I have two different kinds here, but they're both oven ready. Gonna have to sweep after this. Not sure how much noodles I'm going to need. This box was already part open, so whoa, right in the hair. I will definitely use at least one more box. The other thing you can add to this too is like mushrooms, or I have two children that don't like mushrooms, so I'm not going to add it to this particular recipe, but I love mushrooms in my lasagna. Let me just grab a spoon. Squeeze that a bit. There's still a big hard chunk of the broth right here, but that will melt down once it's on for a little bit. And then I have some errands that I have to do this morning, so by the time I get back, I'll kind of have a better idea if I need more liquid. I have another jar of chicken broth, or I can add some more spaghetti sauce to it too if I would like. Okay, so then you can cook it on high for 4 to 5 hours, or on low for about 6 or 7 hours. I always like to cook mine on high because my family likes to eat fairly early. So okay, it is done. I did end up, I added another can of spaghetti sauce in here. I added more salt, pepper, and Parmesan cheese in here. Oh, I did forget to sprinkle cheese in here. That I'll probably do in the, just warm it up. But I wanted to give it a test. And I added more noodles as well, because as I looked at it when I got back from my errands, I'm like, I don't know that it was enough for my family. I did not add any extra hamburger or onions in it. So it looks and smells really good. Actually, I'll just do that little bit just because I'm going to add cheese after. So this didn't technically end up being lasagna soup, more like just lasagna in the slow cooker. I think I needed, when I added more pasta, I needed to add more broth as well. But either way, it was a really quick and easy way to make lasagna. It's really good. Basically, it just tastes like lasagna. So yeah, so I think I'm just going to add more cheese, let it sit in there for a few minutes. I also have garlic bread going in the oven as well, just in case it wasn't quite enough to fill everyone's stomach. So that seems to be my go-to with dinners like this. So I love to have garlic bread in the freezer, just handy for that. So we haven't had lasagna in a really long time, so I think we are definitely going to enjoy this for tonight. Hi everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Tonight we are going to make tangy sweet and sour meatballs. I actually made this a couple weeks ago and my family just loved it, so I thought we would make this again. So this morning I made a whole bunch of meatballs, And so I'm going to cook some of the meatballs first because they're raw. Otherwise, if you have store-bought ones that are fully cooked, you can skip the pre-cooking steps. So I'm just going to grab them. Made a whole tray of them this morning. Not going to use them all. So I'm just going to put what I think my family's going to eat on here. So I think that should be good. So I'm going to fully cook these and then I will bring you back to make the sauce for it. Okay, so the meatballs are just about done. So because there's so much grease in there, I decided to do the sauce in a totally different pan. So I'm going to let these cook a little bit more. And then I will show you how to make this sauce. So I am going to double or almost double this recipe because the last time we found that there wasn't quite enough sauce. So I'm going to double it, but I will put the original recipe in the description for you. So you take a 20-ounce can of pineapple chunks. You reserve the juice. That's roughly half a cup of juice that comes with that. And then it says to add water to the juice if it doesn't measure to 1 cup. And then you pour the liquid in here. So because I'm going to use 2 cans, I did get that. So I am going to add more water. So then this will be 2 cups, which is double. I'm going to turn this on a little. Okay. Now you're going to add vinegar. So I'm going to add 6 tablespoons. Normally it would be 3. Okay, and then, so 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. So I'm going to do 2. Half a cup of brown sugar. I'm not going to double the sugar. I'm going to do 3/4 of a cup just because sometimes I find when you double that part, it gets a little too sweet. And then we are also going to need 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. I'm going to mix this together first before I add the cornstarch. Oh, and I'm going to take out that 1 chunk of pineapple that fell in. Okay, so, and then it says to cook over medium heat until it's thick. So there's and then I had already cut up, it calls for, I think, just one large green pepper cut into 1-inch chunks. I did just whatever I had in the fridge. So I have orange, yellow, and red. And it was probably a little more than 2 peppers there. It says to stir constantly. And then once it's thick, that's when we're going to add the pineapple chunks and the meatballs and the peppers. So I'll turn off the meatballs now so they... So when it starts to thicken, it almost looks like little chunks of gel floating through here. Because I've doubled this recipe, this is going to take a little while longer than normal. And while I'm doing this, I have rice started too in the Ninja. Okay, so this is thickened. It turns to look more like a gel kind of thing. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add in the pineapple. And we're going to add in the peppers. Mix these up nicely. I do have more pineapple, but I'm going to add in all the other ingredients first. And then got the meatballs, which I just put on a paper towel to collect some of the grease. These meatballs shrunk a lot. I might have to make some more. Okay, and then that's it. I'll probably put in actually a little bit more pineapple. And then this is just going to simmer for about 20 minutes. So I'm just going to give it a good mix first and then see how everything looks together. Okay, it's done. It smells so good. Gonna give it a little try to get a little bit of everything. Oh, I hope it's not too hot. This is so good. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed. Give it a try and let me know what you think. Okay, thanks for watching. See you on the next video.